Our second guest this morning is Robert Reed. He coordinates the Harwich Stroll, the musical Stroll, which takes place every other Wednesday night, right?
Correct.
And you're going to bring us up to date as to what's going on, what people can expect tonight?
I'd be happy to do so. This is the 15th consecutive year that the Harwich Port Merchants Association has been presenting these musical strolls. They're different than the average concert where an audience sits in a fixed position and watches musicians on a stage, in that the people that attend these strolls stroll through the 3 blocks of downtown Harwich Port along Route 28, and we have 5, 6, or even more musical performances going on at the same time through the port. And it's an all-ages event featuring all types of music.
Yes,
jazz,
I remember that, yes.
Yeah, jazz, folk, blues, conventional rock and roll. You'll see people playing everything from tubas to ukuleles to flutes and mandolins, and of course the obligatory piano and guitar and drums. The event goes from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and it's held 4 times a summer, starting with the first Wednesday after July 4th, and then is held every other Wednesday night. We take the 1-week break in case we're rained out, because this is going on out of doors, and we want to be able to have, in the event of a rain out, the same lineup the following Wednesday.
All right. Now, I understand that there's a competitor now.
No, we don't really have a competitor. We have some complementary events
Okay.
that are going on that are not really the same in nature.
No.
In fact, I'd say that there's really on the entire Cape no competitor, in the sense that this type of strolling musical event with so many performers in different genres is really the unique signature of the Harwich Port musical strolls.
But what I was getting to is that if you have the following Wednesday night, what happens to them if they schedule for that night?
Are you talking about, this is the first summer that the Chamber is trying to
Yes.
present some events on their own on Wednesday night? They're not particularly musical events. They're
Okay.
themed events of another sort. And the Harwich Port Merchants have coordinated with the Chamber in this, and they've created the kind of events that could wrap around and be incorporated into what we're doing. At the same time, there'd just be, the more the merrier. There'd be more things for families to do.
That's I think what people want to know. So that, in other words, it's not the same.
No.
And you're
No,
unique.
we don't.
You're unique.
Yes, we don't have musical strolls every week in every Wednesday evening in Harwich Port this summer, but we have something going on every Wednesday night through the combined efforts of the Merchants Association and the Chamber of Commerce. I think probably the most important thing to emphasize, outside of the variety and quality of the music that people can hear, is that everything is free. There's no charge for any of the musical concerts. There's no charge for the parking. A family, even if they've got 3 or 4 generations of the family getting together, can have a completely enjoyable, a wonderful free night out, which is a rarity during vacation season on Cape Cod.
And all of the stores are open. I mean, you can go into a store and if you see
the merchants sponsor it, and the merchants sponsor this event. And one of the reasons they did this was so that people would become aware of all that Harwich Port has to offer. It's obviously become quite the restaurant center of the area, and there are a number of wonderful and unique businesses in the port. And if people come in, park their cars, and walk around, they're bound to notice what Harwich Port has to offer, which is an awful lot. If anyone wants to know who these merchants are, where they're located, what the dates of the strolls are, the rain dates and all the rest, the Harwich Port Merchants Association publishes this walking map of Harwich Port and calendar each year. It's available now at almost all the merchants in town and at heavily trafficked locations in Harwich Port, such as the libraries. And it has the calendar here, as well as a map of downtown Harwich Port, and small advertisements from many of the participating merchants. There are about 52 advertisements in here,
wow, that's a lot.
In here as well. And this is done every year. Can I tell you a little bit just about how this event came to be?
Oh, absolutely. We'd love to hear that.
Okay. As I said, this is the 15th season, but back right around the turn of the decade, one of the officers of the Harwich Port Merchants Association, trying to come up with a way that they could get people to stop and not just drive through Harwich Port and see what we had to offer, said, I like music. Everyone must like some kind of music, and I love free. So what if we came up with an event that was both of those things? And we started it out going hat in hand to local musicians, asking them, instead of practicing in their basement or garages on Wednesday night, to come out and play in our parking lots and to see if that worked. And very quickly, we realized we had a very attractive concept. And the merchants, upon realizing this, all agreed to throw some money in a kitty so that we would be able to pay for the musicians. And it's grown and grown and grown over the years. And I've been coordinating this event now for the past 11 years, and we've luckily gotten to the point where we have somewhere around 4 or 5 times the number of musical performers or acts requesting to play each summer than we can actually fit in, which is an enviable position.
Right.
And we give priority to Cape Cod musicians because we really want to support the local music scene. And we're very proud to say that some of the Cape Cod musicians who began playing at the Strolls have gone on to far bigger and better things. One group played at Fenway Park with the Dropkick Murphys, and one group headlined a music festival down in the Virgin Islands during the winter. And so we've seen some of these performers go from just starting to play in public to having quite a measure of success. And we're happy that we were able to be a part of it, and the people who attend the Harwich Port Music Strolls can be watching someone play, and 5 years later, when they're famous, they can say, I remember when. I was there when no one knew who they were except the people in Harwich Port. So we want to keep on doing that, and we have sponsorship not only from the members of the Harwich Port Merchants Association, but also from the Harwich Cultural Council, and we really appreciate their support financially for our event.
Now, is this a full-time job for you?
No, I have a full-time 15-hour-a-day job running a bookshop in Harwich Port. All of us working on this are volunteers, and they've put in hundreds of hours over the years, and it's really paid off, and we're pleased about that.
Oh, very good. So is your bookshop right next to the Pilgrim Church, is that?
It sure is. And the Pilgrim Church rolls out a wonderful barbecue for people, selling hot dogs, hamburgers, and chicken right on their lawn during the stroll, and all sorts of other organizations, including charitable organizations, use the evening to meet with people who are strolling through Harwich Port.
There you go. So you can have plenty of supper to choose from.
Yes, you sure can.
And you can have doubles.
Absolutely, Paul.
Is that everything?
Well, there's no time for everything, but all I can say to people is they should come down if they haven't experienced and bring their friends. They're guaranteed to have a wonderful time.
I'm sure they are. I've been once myself, and I probably should have gone more, but maybe I'll go this year too.
Well, you have 4 chances this summer.
Well, that's good to know. And we appreciate your time and effort in coming here to tell us about the Harwich Port Association's strolls. And we wish you good luck.
Glad to do it. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.